Okay, so I was hoping that Christina, I'm putting you on the spot, and I don't even know if you're able to unmute or even start your video, but Christina went to the Rubies on the Rise at corporate, and it sounded like it was amazing. And I thought maybe she could just give us like a quick recap about that. Like, what is it, and what did you guys do? Tell us everything.
Oh my gosh, it was incredible, incredible. So seeing the corporate offices, which are so pretty, um, and like brand new and like just I don't know, it's like clean and it's like everything you thought it would be. And affirmations on the walls and their cafeteria, they deliver food there like every day. They like have somebody bring in fresh food every day. Like they're just amazing, amazing. So that was and they picked us up in like black limousine buses, like top of the line, everything, like spoiled rotten. Um, the resort was amazing. The pool, like we would catch 45 minutes if we could by the pool. Like really, you're like in training and you're with everyone, but we had to get to the pool. The pool was so pretty. The training we had Melissa Eichenhorst, Jenna Hotula, Hotula. So she was amazing. It was just hearing from of course, hearing from Alec. Just he's the cutest thing ever. He gave us his cell phone number, like his personal cell phone number. I literally sent him a selfie of us. He was so cute. Just it's just it was the best. Like I mean, I wrote stuff down too. I have notes and what we learned about leadership and just giving you all the tools, the verbiage. Um, One thing I really took away was about building in Mexico. And it really just stuck with me that like we all know somebody that probably knows somebody in Mexico and how important it is to really help them build there because they're looking to just like get a refrigerator for their house or put a floor in their house or a roof on their house. And like we could help. So that really stuck with me, like to really work on helping build in Mexico. And I took so much away. It was relaxing. It was, you felt poured into, you felt loved. And it just, they gave us really, they gave us a notebook, like a book. I'm like, so like love paper. My lighting's probably bad in here. And they gave us like an actual book, like with stuff in it and things like a workbook. We like worked through a workbook. It was incredible.
That
And
looks amazing.
exercises. Yeah, there's
I
so
want
much
to
good
look.
info in here. Oh my gosh, so much good stuff. Like it filled our cup. We just felt really loved on and spoiled, and the place was beautiful, and the food. It's like a cruise ship. It was amazing. The food, prime rib and dessert, and just really, really loved it. Like everybody has to get there. I'm going back. I'm Senior Ruby. I'm going back. I will go back. I will go back anytime they invite me. It was amazing.
What did it do for your belief? That's the first time that you went to corporate, right?
Yes.
Did it make it
Um,
change for you? Like, did it change
you
something?
know what? My belief has always been high, I feel like. Um, but it just made you realize that they really are all for us and everything they do is for us. And we have such support there that we probably don't even use enough. Like they're just there to help us in any way possible.
I'm
And
so
you
glad
really
that
just
you
felt
got to go. I really am. And
yeah, thank you.
once somebody hits Ruby, I mean, I'm not saying that you're not all in when you're gold and senior gold, because I do believe that. But when you're at Ruby, it really does show somebody, this isn't their hobby. Like they're actually working towards something. And so for them to bring you guys in and really pour into you, I think that's fabulous. And I have a gal that she just earned silver stars, and she was sharing how in her previous company, as a top earner, like just a huge producer, she'd never one time ever been invited on a trip. And she's like, I feel like I'm a nobody in this company, and they're flying me and my husband in, for this amazing trip. And that's just what Plexus is, which I love. We love to celebrate people. So I'm so glad you got to go. And thank you for sharing.
Me too. It was amazing. So amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Jennifer, really quick, what rank is your gal that earned silver stars?
She's almost senior gold.
Okay, I'm trying to find that sweet spot, and I love that you talked about this, and I'll talk about it more in a second, but that roadmap for ranking up, the rank up roadmap where you've got gold school, and then that really sweet spot of if you can start developing silvers, earning the silver star trip on the way to rubies on the rise. I'm telling you guys, 12 years in, Plexus is figuring out this funnel and flow, and if we just plug in and promote what corporate is giving us, it's like the most amazing gift in the world. So
What was the Canadian Silver Stars, Carol? Do they still go to Scottsdale?
Yeah, so it's the exact same thing, except we have a separate, it's called Canadian Silver Business Builders. It has a different name for some reason, and they just have the Canadians go. So it was last week, it was the same time as Rubies on the Rise. They did their tour on Thursday, and I think on Wednesday they did it with Rubies, I think, correct. I'm
And
not
was
sure.
it amazing for her?
Oh my gosh, I had two attend. So it was pretty exciting for me. I'm on the list to go. I'm just waiting for my time, but it was really exciting to see two of them, just like, especially the gold, because she had no idea. She's been with one other company. She's never been to a convention. She's never even been to a corporate event. She's going to that was her very first corporate event. So it was pretty amazing. And I loved hearing about it.
I was going to say that set the bar real high.
I know.
That's incredible. And I think that's a testament to, we think that it doesn't matter what rank you are. Like if you're investing into Plexus, they're going to invest into you. And I think that's so special. And that's the thing, Sarah was just asking, how many silvers on average do you have to create to be able to earn this trip? And that's the part that's a little tricky, right? Because you don't know based upon what business building activities happening in the entire company. I'll ask her how many silvers she created. It's in a month's time, right? Okay. Yeah, I'll ask her. Yeah, it does seem to differ. Okay, so we're going to hop right in and Sarah's going to get us started and then I'm going to kind of close us out with an activity, but I'll go ahead and mute myself, Sarah, and you do your thing.
awesome. Okay, so you guys, it's Magic Week, and what does that mean? Magic Week is the week of you've been showing up, you've been consistent, and anything is possible and anything can happen, right? This is where conversations are coming to a place where somebody's been watching you long enough where maybe as of today, you have 0 new VIPs and you still are thinking, I'm going to earn those new Nikes. It's possible. Anything is possible this week with really being consistent, plugging in, staying focused. But I wanted to kind of backpedal just for a second. And I love, Jennifer, that you had Christina start with this because I just wrote a post which has 0 engagement because for whatever reason, I can't even find my own Instagram today and I'm freaking out a little bit. And my engagement on, like when I go, my profile's there, but it's not showing any of my reels. And Emily Gibson just had her Instagram completely shut down. So my engagement on Facebook has been like crazy low, but I wrote a post that means a lot to my heart. And even if it's just a reminder for me with shifting my perspective moving into Magic Week. And it's the fact that there's 2 words. When I show up on this power hour, when I show up for a Monday night meeting or a training, these 2 words that have been with me for 22 years. And the first one is options. And the second one is freedom. Ooh, and I'm going to get emotional because I have a 16-year-old who is on day 5 of high fever, super sick. And the options for me mean I get to be home with him. I didn't have to call a boss and say I'm not coming to work. The freedom to go to the store and buy every, oxycillium and all these natural things that I am, helping for my kid. I didn't even flinch that it was $89 for 3 supplements. I swiped my card and I went on my way. When you think about options and freedom, what does that look like? And we're gonna talk about a little bit more like when we come out with a new product or a holiday gift set or something like that. I want you guys to remember, yes, this is sales, but what are we selling? We're not just selling a product. Okay, good, thanks guys. We're not just selling an opportunity. You guys, we are selling options and freedom. And that looks different to everyone on this call, to everyone watching this recording, and to anyone that you will come in contact with. I want you to hear me on this. When we share what we have, it's not about my options and freedom. It's not about the fact that I've quadrupled my nursing career salary and that I get to work in my Walmart joggers that I adore. You need to know and understand that people see you, people see you going on trips, earning things. Maybe they've been married for 25 years and they could never afford a honeymoon. And Plexus could be that opportunity to have the option to get to go on a trip that they never could have even dreamt about. But it's not about what my options and freedom are doing for me. It's about presenting that in a way where somebody else can see themselves asking, what if? What if my life could change? What if I could have more options? What if there are freedoms out there that I didn't even know about? So in saying that, I'm going to promote the November book club. It's called Exactly What to Say, as well as remembering when we talk to people, it's not about us talking to them about I earned this and I ranked up with this and my average income is this. It's this is what's happened for me, but let's talk about you. Can I hear about where you struggle, about where somebody probably would have looked at me as a nurse and my husband as a CRNA. We had just built a brand new house. I bought the Honda Odyssey minivan, which to me meant I had arrived. Like, absolutely, that was it for me. I bought a Honda Odyssey minivan. Behind the scenes, my husband and I weren't getting along. We were both exhausted. I was working nights on Friday and Saturday night because I wanted the night differential and I wanted the weekend differential. And I was trying to maximize my hourly pay for when I showed up to work. Well, if you work Friday night, you sleep all day Saturday, and then you work Saturday night and you sleep all day Sunday. So you're missing all of the things with your family. And then Monday morning, you wake up super grouchy because then you got to flip to everybody's day schedule while you're still on night schedule. Like, it was awful. I felt terrible. So behind the scenes of our beautiful house, our beautiful family, our great life, our Honda, van parked in the driveway, I was angry that I was punching a time clock, that we had huge dreams about options and freedom. And now here we are. My kids go to private school. We're picking colleges, all of the things, the options that have been afforded us because I said yes 12 years ago. I have this newfound passion for learning what words to say and what questions to ask to have somebody else see themselves in their own story, not just talking about my story. So all of that prefaced to say, when we do birthday reach outs, when we check to see why somebody canceled a subscription, when we do these winning day power hour activities, I want you guys to remember that it is because there are stories waiting to be told and lives that are waiting to be changed. I was listening to a quick Bob Heilig podcast that I'll set here, and he was giving the example of a customer called and said, I need you to tell me how to cancel my subscription. And immediately this person, sponsor would have gone into, I'm losing a sale. I'm losing a customer, like all of those transactional feelings of I sell and this is something that's not being purchased this month. And it turned into what's going on. Tell me why you needed to turn off your subscription. And that heart connection equaled, I can't afford it. This is why, the customer story. And then the customer asked, well, wait a second. You're doing this from home and you're making money. Would you be able to show me how I would not need to turn my subscription off? And she turned from a customer canceling her order to, can you teach me how to become a business builder? And the sponsor never had to say it, never had to quickly, she didn't do the knee jerk, let me show you how to get 3 friends and make some money. She scaled it back to, what can I ask? How can I relate? And how can I love on this person where they are? And then that came around to that. So I'll drop that podcast and all of that. All of that to be said, when we show up to work, sometimes we can get really action oriented and check. And I have been just the last 2 days going through seeing all of my level ones who have ordered, whether it was 24 PV or 300 PV. And some of that, Jennifer, I'll post it, but it's always in the Plexus Ambassador Academy page. Genevieve stays up on posting it. And then whenever you get on any of the Monday Motivation or Welcome Wednesday, they're always advertising if you get on 5 minutes early, they play cute music and they're always advertising for what's coming up next. But the posts are usually in the Plexus Ambassador Academy that Genevieve runs. So anyway, I just want you guys to really remember that when you show up as your own boss in leading your business well, it's because of what this business is doing for you, but looking to see whose life can I help their story look differently. Because let me tell you what, I'm glad that in 2020, I didn't have to make a decision like a lot of people to either work as a nurse or not. Like there were some big decisions, and I have to go back to the fact that my life has options because of Plexus, and you never know what those options will look like. And then I just wanted to give a really super quick, always be listening. I had something come up in my news feed and I paused. And it was somebody just saying, it's going to be my birthday this week and I can't pay the next 3 bills. And I just thought I would put it out there. And she was terrified to put it out there. And I don't usually do this, and I'm not going to say how I know her because I want to keep it anonymous, but I just messaged her and I said, what amount of money will help you get to next month? And she wouldn't even tell me. So my mom and I chatted and we just decided, this was going to be somebody that we were going to bless this month. And she sent me back a picture as a single mom. And I want you guys to just imagine like the perspective of what we do and having options. She's living in a tent, someplace that she shouldn't be, where people usually, when they move, they put their stuff. And showing up for herself and for her child, and doing Uber Eats and finding ways to make money like she can, but to be at a place in my business where now I have options to be able to help somebody pay for their next meal. You guys, there's just no amount of value that can be put on that. So that's just like, I hope that when that when we show up to do this together, that we are changing this world one life at a time. And you guys were in the best company with the best people and the best opportunity to be able to open up options and freedom. So with all of that said, I want you guys to do a quick, Jennifer, if you don't mind, I would love to just do like quiet for the next 20 minutes or 25 minutes. And you guys know the happy birthdays, the getting in your back office. What are your points? Do you need one more order for the Nikes? Who can you help? But when you do that messaging and that reaching out, I hope that that little intro for you can be that motivator for how can I show up and who can I bless today? Because you don't know, when you offer the opportunity of Plexus with the products, you're not just offering a pink drink. That truly could be the opportunity that changes everything for them. So if you don't have the winning the day worksheet, if you haven't done your social media post, if you haven't shown your face in a selfie or a story, go comment on 10 people's green light encouragement, all the things for end of month. But just remember, it's this great place to be where when I do green light encouragement, it truly is just to love on people. And then it's coming back to, hey, tell me about that reset, or hey, tell me about this, tell me about that, because there's been that connection and interaction. So let's just roll up our sleeves and get to work with all the things. And if you comment, if you're brand new and you haven't been on here, but I'm looking at most of the faces for people who have been showing up twice a week for 2 years now. And we will rock and roll with some of those activities.
Okay, so I have a gal that has been struggling posting about the opportunity because she feels like she really does need the money to pay a bill. So she feels like, is this me just being desperate? Like, is it me needing something and trying to take from someone else? So when you shared all that, Sarah, it was perfect timing. But I want to remind you guys, everybody needs opportunity. Everyone needs options. And I think about, did anyone here ever struggle so bad at Christmas to buy your kids Christmas presents? Like you just kind of dreaded it because you knew, like, what if their friends got, I remember everybody got a Wii one year and my son's like, I want a Wii. And I'm like, well, that's probably never going to happen. So I just want you guys to remind yourself of that going into this holiday season and knowing that Plexus is going to give some really big opportunities for earning money in November. With that coming around the corner, you'll hear what all of those incentives are and really get your mind in the right place. Because if you are afraid to share it, I want you to remind yourself, I'm literally blocking someone from an option. I mean, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Everybody needs options. So I would just make it a plan for you to be sharing about how Plexus has provided options for people, sharing it in your stories, sharing about yourself. If you think, well, I don't know, I don't make as much money as someone else, or I'm not really doing that great, perspective. Like I know people that have been with companies for 10 years and they're like doing really well and they make what a senior gold makes. And that is a great amount of money. But in Plexus, we start to say, is that a great amount of money? We start to second guess it. So what I'm going to spend the last bit of this doing is, one, I did just sign up for the book club and encourage everybody to buy that book. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start social media planning for November. And so for me, I want to make sure that I'm doing a really good job sharing intentionally through the month of November. People are really more engaged, it seems, thinking about gratitude and thankfulness. So I want to make a plan for my social media so I'm not thinking about it at the last minute. So that's what I'm going to encourage you guys to go ahead and get started on. Monday is the 31st. So we will be meeting, but we will not have a Monday night Zoom. And I felt like we could do something fun on Monday. Sarah, did you have any ideas about what we could do? I'm not dressing up. Mama, don't dress up.
Yeah, I mean, we could all figure out how to change our backgrounds to something for
Ooh, that'd be
a
fun.
holiday. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a dress up person either. So, but it is good to know that if we get our work done Monday morning, that leaves us the option. I've had so many Halloweens where I felt like I couldn't take my kids out. You know, now they're older, it's a get together, like they don't trick or treat, but they all get together. And we've had like neighborhood block parties. And I felt like, well, I need to stay home and work and not go participate in my neighborhood block party. So wouldn't it be great to like finish end of month at noon? Realistically, we know that's not going to happen. There's always going to be people waiting till midnight, but we can make the hard push and try to bump that, timeline up a little bit.
I went Emerald on Halloween.
There you
I
go.
did. I remembered like trick or treating with the kids, but like not really. Like I was like, I didn't expect this. I can't help it. And I'm just on the phone the whole time. And I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah, it's nice to be able to know that you can hang your hat up at the end of the day. All right. So I'm going to do a little bit of social media planning. I don't know if Rebecca Folks still has the social media planning calendars, but guys, you can Google that, like a social media planning calendar for November, and grab ideas from people. Because when you don't know what you're going to post about, what happens is you just don't post. I actually went and looked at one of the top earners from another company because sometimes I like to go and see what they're posting. She has not posted since June. That's 4 months, y'all. Okay. So don't ever get too big for your britches because we got to be sharing on social media.
And we just talked about this. I had a call, I gotta find it. I had a call with Genevieve, and she was talking about, even if it's not a specific content, like what your actual post is going to be, having a strategy or a flow, knowing that on Mondays, you're going to try to show up and post a motivational quote, or, with Fridays being, follow-up Fridays or whatever. So for your team pages, for your chats, for your personal, out-facing social media, even if you don't know exactly, I've got so many notebooks. Even if you don't know exactly what your content is going to be, it will help you if you have a strategy for how you're going to consistently show up, and then you can kind of fill in from there. And remember, really, 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 really remember, we're in the business of selling, and sales is what we do. But as we're getting November, December, Christmas, Black Friday sales, all of that, before you post a graphic and say, buy my holiday bundle, just remember what the story is behind that. Because people are not going to stop their scroll and just randomly buy. A few may, but just remember what we do and why we do it, and creating why this is important to me, why this new holiday bundle that's launching is something that I want or can afford. So be thinking now this week, as we're closing this week, as we get into November with holiday bundles and specials and all of the things. Power out, yes. So the flow, and here's what, can we all just give clap for Jennifer and her strategic brain? The two, I'm telling you, I always feel like I'm riding her coattails, and then she'll remind me that we complement each other. But her strategic brain with that 90-day run that we're doing, we're completing month 1. We've got 2 more months of every Monday night. Now we'll go back to the first Monday, Meet Plexus. The second Monday, I forget what it was, Why Plexus. The third Monday, the product gut health call. The fourth Monday, the leadership call. Did you guys love how that happened for this last month? And then we're filling our funnel and doing the work on Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. Central. So it's all this big picture of our 90-day run, which now we've got about 65 days left. And Jennifer, just so you know, I'm getting such outside feedback, calls are trickling, the outside feedback is wonderful. And I just say the more the merrier. I mean, I think Jennifer, your Zoom is 500 we can fit. So tell the world, because we love showing up and doing that. And so Jennifer, your strategic mind is so good, because I just love filling in where, knowing where we're going and how we're going to get there and jumping on board. Now, here's what I'm going to confess to you guys. I did not personally invite enough of the right people to those Monday night calls. So this first month I was like, yes, that was awesome. Now for me, I am going to commit to putting my running shoes on, and I'm going to be having names of who am I watching for on that Zoom? Who am I going to intentionally use this as an opportunity to invite, with the chance that it is going to baby step somebody to their next step in their journey.
And the views on the Meet Plexus and the Welcome to Plexus are super high. And what that tells me is people are looking for that type of training. So anybody that's joined you in October, I would invite them to the Welcome to Plexus. And here's the deal. I'm no fool. I'm not trying to scare people. So, I don't want you to invite them because only if they're a business builder. I'm making this feel very hospitality, and, you just purchased products, but you also got support. These people have not spent a small amount of money. For me, $100 was that was gangster money. Okay. And so I want you guys to get them on the Zoom so that they can really get a feel for what this is like, and actually give them the opportunity to go, maybe I want to dig in more. So don't be afraid to invite people. They don't have to be just business builders. Tina, that's super good. So I'm going to save that link and maybe we can revisit this on Monday as well. What I really think is important, sorry, I pressed mute, when we end the month is, are they doing consistency bonuses? I don't know the answer to that. Y'all, the slow fade is the worst. So when you are in your virtual office, you need to be making sure that if someone that's gold is not sitting at 90 points, because in their mind, why would I push for those 10 extra points? Like it's $30 at most or $25. What they don't maybe realize is, one, that consistency bonus is on the line, but also two, every month that you allow a slow fade, this is how you go in and you see someone at 400, the next month it's 350, the next month it's 275. They're just allowing that opportunity to vaporize. And you are the one that needs to hold them to that standard of, don't go beneath senior gold, don't go beneath ruby, keeping them moving forward, because momentum will take place with the more people that you have in your organization. So you don't want them losing people through the time. So we will see you guys on, I'm still talking, babe. We're trying to do English at the same time. So we will be back here on Monday, and let's all make our background, if we can figure this out on Zoom, like that'll be our like fun, we're wild women, Halloween. So we're changing our Zoom background. We're wild. Anyhow, sorry. So that's what we'll do on Monday. We will work through that social media planning and finish that out. Make sure people are maintaining their rank, pulling out any last minute Nike earners, and then setting ourselves up for November. It looked like to me in that email, that teaser, that November 1st, they were going to announce the holiday bundles. Did you see that? Okay. So, okay, you have to add at least one to earn the consistency bonus. What would I do without you guys? Like filling in the blanks for me. All right, so we will see each other on Monday, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and we'll see each other then.